Good morning and welcome to ONNtv Mornings with Luann and Tim. Another beautiful summer day in Sault Ste. Marie. Last evening, the breeze.
Oh my gosh.
Luann, I was thinking of you.
If I could have taken something that you break a wall with and put a window in, I would have built another window just to open it.
I think it's called a sledgehammer.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
The breeze.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Did you do anything special?
Had dinner and, have some family in town. Leaving today, though. So,
who's here?
some of my kids are here.
Oh, nice.
My mommy was here.
All right. Did you give her that information from the police?
I did.
The firemen,
yes, she was very appreciative.
The calling for the appointment and they come to your house?
Except she lives in Espanola. So
isn't that a provincial thing, or is it just a local?
I don't know.
Have to ask her. Yeah. Ask her to call and find out if she can get an appointment in Espanola too.
Yeah, absolutely.
To come to the firemen will come to your house. Because she probably knows them. For the ASAP program, we had them on our show. See how good my memory is?
Yeah, that's awesome compared to yesterday.
Oh,
just saying.
Was I forgetful yesterday? I was zoned out.
You were.
I think I had a little sunstroke yesterday.
That'll do it.
Possible.
Yeah, totally.
I woke up and I had sweaty lips and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, sweaty.
Yeah. Gee, that sounds lovely.
So what's in the news, Lou? I haven't been paying. I was emailing all morning.
Still some reaction from Trump. I know it's hard to not look at it. It's like a bad accident. You drive by and you don't want to look in case there's blood.
You have to.
But you have to look.
And you can't even believe what he just did.
Oh my goodness. People are reacting left, right, and center to the point where, the baby blimp that went over London?
Yes. Baby Trump.
There's some activists who are in New Jersey, and they've actually said that on a GoFundMe page, they've raised $8,000
to buy one? To
bring that thing to Bedminster, New Jersey, to the Trump National Golf Club. They were asking for $4,500. They already have $8,000.
No
as
kidding?
of midday yesterday.
I wonder how much does it cost to fly baby Trump over from England?
I wonder.
Do they deflate him?
I wonder.
I wish someone would deflate his ego.
You know what? Maybe they deflate him and then just Donald said, "Sure, I can help. I'll bring that over."
So now one of the ladies, one of the 12 Russians that they have indicted, one of them is the lady that met with Donald Jr. at Trump Tower.
No collusion though.
And
fake news.
They're going to keep saying no collusion because it sounds like the Russians really were plotting all of this stuff for a long time and trying to get Trump in.
Yes.
They probably were meeting with them not even realizing at the time what they were getting into. I believe that maybe they didn't realize at the time, but then they went ahead and kept on working with them, and now it's rather obvious where he's at. So, and then my reaction to the sex education. It's called physical health and physical education curriculum is what it's really called.
Right.
And my reaction is, I was not alone in my strong reaction to them threatening to change that, because now there's a lot of people coming out saying, bad idea, no consultation, who told you that you could do this?
And that was one of their big excuses, right? They said the risque sex education program went into effect without according to Doug Ford, and he said that there was no parental
which is
consultation.
Completely untrue.
But that's exactly what he tried to just do.
That's fake news, because you can see the consultation that took place. Thousands of people and agencies, the Catholic education, the Catholic curriculum. I mean, they were on board.
It's about protecting your kid. How can that be ever a bad thing?
So now the Ministry of Education is saying, well, we're not really quite sure. We haven't made a decision.
We're not.
Well, then don't revoke it until you make a decision, for crying out loud. You're putting the cart before the horse. You're putting the condom before, never mind.
You know what, though? That's typical of Doug Ford, because he made the big, we're going to do this. We're going back 1,485 years to that sex education program. And now the minister's going, hold on a minute.
We don't know.
You can't just say that.
And wait a second. Then a friend of mine came over last night. Oh, she's going to be on the show this week, Sue Ryamaki. She watches us from the Y every morning. Remember I told you about her?
Yes, hi, Sue.
Anyway, she surprised us last night with the visit after her Pride Fest meeting, because she's one of the organizers of Pride Fest, which is coming up next week. So we were talking about stuff, and she's going to be on the show to promote it. Anyway.
Good.
She was telling me that somebody from Elliott Lake, Sudbury, who's originally from the Sioux, I think, this trans woman is filing a complaint with the Human Rights Commission against Doug Ford for removing education about transgenderism from the curriculum.
Now, how brave is that?
And she's looking for other groups, and I think Sudbury Pride is on board, and she was looking for other groups. Now, Sioux Pride isn't really a political organization by any means. They don't have a board of directors or a membership.
So they're not organized.
I don't believe that they would be in a position. I mean, obviously you can have an opinion, but they're looking for people who will go on, get on board and sign on to this Human Rights Commission complaint. So I don't think we're quite there yet.
Isn't that awesome?
But maybe other people from the Sioux would be interested. So there you go.
I wonder where we could find it. I bet online somewhere.
I'm sure. And Sue Ryawacki will let me know the name of the young lady who's spearheading this, or lady Rita somebody.
Isn't that awesome? Go, girl, go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rita, good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, because so many people, sit and complain and whine and don't know what to do about it. I was going to say, and don't do anything about it, and that happens. But even sometimes when you do want to do something, you think you're this little peon and you can't fight the establishment. Well, she's going to try, so good for her.
Yep.
Right on, Rita.
Right on, Rita.
Rita.
Whatever your last name is. Who do I have on my show this morning?
Who do you have
on my show? On my show.
You see what I deal with, right? Every day. Every day.
The voice in my head says he has to deal with me too, but he loves me. I have have you heard of Maker North? Maker North. That's okay if you hadn't, because I hadn't either.
I have no idea what that is.
Wait until you find out. It's a local, I don't even know what you'd call it, workshop, hub, incubator for everything, small business, arts. They have the 3D printers. Mm-hmm. Luann, they can print things out of plastic, like it and it builds like Eiffel Towers and masks and skulls. And
I've read a little bit about
They have a whole bunch of them there, and big ones too.
Really?
And they could do prototypes. So let's say, for instance, there's a guy from the Sioux originally, and he decided he wants to make a towel holder. And what it is like a little plastic thing with a marble inside, and when you slide your towel...
I've seen those.
His prototype was made here at this place, Maker North. He got the idea, he went in, they have the equipment to do it. He can make it for cheap, show it to the people like on Shark Tank. Show it to the people and say, this is the product I want to make, and then they go, oh, great, and then they market it. But you can go in just for fun and create things too. And they have, you're going to see all this I shouldn't give it all away.
That is so cool. I saw one of those towel holders at Jim and I did the Sylvan Valley tour.
Yeah.
We try to do it every year.
He got major marketing now. It's in stores. I think it's like Walmart. He got like some major store. So it's 55 Church Street, which is the reverse side of the Bushplane Museum.
Okay.
See, you get down there to the bottom, there's the ministry on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, there's all those, which I think at one time they were talking about making them residences for students who were at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine, which would have been great.
Ooh,
but anyway, instead it's all
awesome.
these, it's this workshop. It's so cool. Anyway, you'll see.
Oh, I'm excited to hear more about this.
And then Russell is coming in from the Arts Council. He is the Interim Executive Director from the Arts Council, talking about the changes that are going on there. They're trying to get the Arts Council back on its feet again. And
I didn't realize it wasn't on its feet.
It kind of had a little bit of a...
is that right?
Yeah, kind of lost some support. And, we had some really great people working in that office for a number of years, and then there were some vacancies. But they're coming back again. They're on the scene. They're rebuilding. They're branding. And so Russell's going to come and talk about what's coming up with the Arts Council and the summer, all this stuff like Art in the Park and all the things that the Arts Council is involved in. So
there's so much art and really good artistic people.
And it's, art is everything.
It is.
I mean, it's just not, painting and
No, it's everything.
It's not solely canvas and sculptures and stuff.
Yes.
It's everything.
It's everything. Look at
so today's kind of an arts day.
Arts Day on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Okay, so
it's our show.
It is.
Not his show.
Not
it's
mine.
our show.
I'll see you back on my show just in a minute. And now a word from one of my sponsors.
You're back.
Okay, so we're going to come back?
Yes, we'll be back right after this break for his show, ONNtv Mornings with Luann and Tim. Stay with us.
So we went on the road yesterday. We went on a field trip down to 55 Church Street, which is the reverse side of the Bushplane Museum, and we visited with Helen Scott and Joe, and Mike Saketa wasn't there, but those are the three people involved with Maker North, which is an incredible venture that I had not heard of. I went down to visit the space. It's beautiful. It's amazingly creative. I was startled with what I saw down there, with the equipment that they have and what they can do down there. And one thing that we don't mention in the segment that I do want to get out there is the resin that they use to create these plastic things. It's not plastic. It's a form of plastic. It's PLA. Polylactic acid. In other words, the resin is made from corn and beets. It's not like plastic. It's completely green, biodegradable. They're doing this just the right way. It's the future of plastics. And there's more than just plastics. There's woodworking, there's painting, there's photography. Take a look at what's going on at Maker North, 55 Church Street with Helen Scott. Here I am at 55 Church Street in this amazing center. I didn't even know this was here, Helen Scott. This is Helen Scott. How are you, Helen?
I'm great, thanks, Tim.
Well, thanks for joining us on TV, on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Beautiful day here, beautiful location. You're on the waterfront.
Absolutely gorgeous view of the river.
This is attached to, most people would say attached to the Bushplane Museum, but the address is 55 Church Street, so you're coming at it from the other side, right?
Yeah, we're back of the Bushplane.
The back of the Bushplane. And I had no idea until I was reading an article, I think it was on Sioux Online actually, about Maker North. How long has Maker North been around?
We have been in existence as a company for almost 3 years. We've been in this space as a maker space since June 2nd.
Okay, and the driving forces behind this venture, there were three of you founders. Helen Scott, you are sort of the business manager end of the thing, right?
Yep. Myself, Joseph Bertrand.
He's in the background talking right now. Joseph's a little busy right now, but he's around. Would you say this is sort of his baby?
Absolutely, this is his vision.
And then Mike, what's Mike's last name?
Mike Saketa.
And he's more your IT guy?
He is. He's the tech guru. He's the guy that can make the 3D printers sing.
The 3D printers. Now, this is what I've never seen one actually at work. And I walk in here, and you've got, how many do you have right now?
We have 5 of the SDM. We have 4 of the liquid resin, and then 1 big, large-scale FDM.
Like, it's crazy. I had no idea this was here. You walk in, and there's these things that are creating out of resin.
Yep. Yeah. It essentially it uses a laser or projector to affix the pattern to the liquid resin, and then it pulls the piece that you're designing out of the pool of resin, and then we have to cure it using the UV light.
You cure it using is that kind of like when I went to the dentist before, they used to bond my teeth and they use that laser light to do the bonding?
Exactly the same thing.
It's the same thing. And so you can create, and the different sizes of pieces that you can create with the 3D printers range from what to what?
They range from the size of a dime or smaller.
Yeah.
Our largest printer, we can go almost 12 inches by 12 inches and about 15 inches high.
Like you could make a like a bust, a head, or like a stat.
And we have. We have, yes.
And that's not all that you do here. I mean, that's just one small part of it. Tell me some more about what goes on in this incredible, beautiful space, so bright and full of light and on the waterfront. What else goes on in here?
So our laser cutters are another big thing. Basically, you can use those to either etch into or cut through material. So you can etch your own wine glasses or wine bottles. You can make wooden signs. You could create your own puzzles. You can etch into cork. You can do the iron-on transfers, make your own T-shirt designs.
Come on.
All kinds of things.
And Helen, also, I think you said, is there a new one that's in a box right now? Is it going to cut into aluminum too?
That one's actually a CNC. It's a whole different kind of machine.
You've learned a lot, haven't you?
I've learned a ton. The CNC is basically, the way I understand it, is like a computerized router. So what you could do by hand with a router, this thing does with absolute precision. And I'm sure it does more than that I have yet to learn.
Right. So who's teaching you all this stuff as you go?
Jerry Richard is one guy that we're working with on the CNC. Mike Saketa knows the CNC. And we also have a new member who is working with us, and hopefully we'll be teaching some courses in the woodworking shop.
Okay, so the woodworking, we're going to go to the woodworking shop later on, and we'll do an interview in there as well, because it's incredible, and you have a huge, what's it called?
The big laser cutter back there.
The big laser cutter. You could actually put like a 4-foot wide piece of wood in there, like a door even, and have it etched to whatever you want.
Yeah, Yeah, it does 4 foot by 3 foot inside the machine, and then we can also open the machine and slide larger pieces through.
And is it all through the computer that these images go to these cutters?
Yeah, you hook it up through a laptop, but the software itself actually, these ones here, the software itself actually runs on the machine, so there's nothing to download. You open your browser, you input the IP address, and it pops up, and they're camera driven, the smaller ones, so you actually have an exact view of what you're doing. You can line everything up by sight. And
you have a glass one over here where you can actually watch it being made. You can watch the resin being...
The liquid resin 3D printer, yes.
Okay, we have to go to, this is 5 minutes already. It goes by so quickly. There's so much more I want to know, because we're talking about art classes in here. There's so much more going on at Maker North. We're going to go to a break and come back, and we're going to change locations to a different room, and we'll talk about the classes that you offer, and about memberships. What a great deal, and about how you put it, that it's changing the sort of industrial landscape of Sault Ste. Marie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll
cover all that when we come back, so stay with us. Mornings with Luann and Tim. Helen Scott here at Maker North, 55 Church Street. You got to check this place out. It's incredible. We'll be right back after this quick message. We are in the woodworking shop now at Maker North. This building is quite expansive. You have classrooms down the hall here. What kinds of classes are you teaching here?
So that particular room that you were pointing to is where we do our youth-led drawing workshops right now. So we have a 12-year-old who is teaching anime drawing. She is amazingly skilled, so it's an all-ages class. We also teach photography in here. We teach laser cutting, we teach woodworking, and we've been teaching 3D printing, 3D design, and podcasting so far.
Podcasting?
Yes. Mike Saketa is an audio engineer, so he actually does podcasting professionally. So he's bringing his skills here for people who are interested in doing podcasts but don't necessarily have the confidence to start on their own. They will by the time they're done with Mike.
The other thing that you're doing here is you have, as far as I know, the only professional grade photography studio available for rent.
Yes, absolutely. So the backdrops are set up, they're always there. We've got black and white right now. We will be adding green for video. The professional grade lights are available. People do have to have a little bit of training on those first. And then once you've had that little bit of training, the lights are available with the triggers for your camera, and that studio becomes available with lighting for rent.
And that Allie Pearson is your resident photographer. She's a professional photographer, and so this is her studio that she's working out of this studio as well, but renting it out. Is that how that's sort of working?
Yep, absolutely. And it's Allie that does the training.
Oh.
And if anyone wants photography workshops or photography lessons, it's Allie that does those as well.
So, and then I love the fact that you have the youth coming in here to not only participate but also lead.
Yes, absolutely. We have another young girl who wants to start doing some youth-led crochet. And another artist that wants to do some youth-led artwork. So I'm actively seeking out those kids.
And then another really cool thing is you have you do queer crafts.
Yes, the first Friday of every month, from 6 until 9 at night. And basically the idea is an all-ages queer, trans, and allied group get together and just make things together.
You know, and that's just a great social outlet. I mean, not only to be creative, but just to hang out and have a conversation. And anything that actually brings the LGBTQ plus community together is a good thing, because we are kind of scattered in Sault Ste. Marie, and I think we could afford a little more cohesiveness as a community. So great to get together and just play, have fun, and share stories and share each other's time, right?
Absolutely. It's a positive, creative way of bringing the community together and doing the things that we love to do.
Thursdays from?
Fridays.
Oh.
The first Friday of every month from 6 to 9 at night.
Allie, I'm going to call Helen. Okay. How do we get more information on the center itself? Do you have a website?
There is a website, makernorth.ca, that Allie actually made.
Okay.
And all of our events go up there. We also have a Facebook page that we use on a fairly regular basis as well. All of our events are on there.
And you're gearing up for Pride Fest?
Yes, absolutely. We'll be here for Loud and Proud. We'll be opening the door between us and the Bush Plane Museum, so you'll actually be able to go in through the Bush Plane or through this side and access Loud and Proud.
Helen, what's the date for Loud and Proud this year? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, July 22nd.
July 22nd at the Bush Plain, and then you can just wander on over and check out Maker North.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now, as far as the sort of the industrial aspect of this, when Joe was talking to me, can you explain a little bit about what his vision was for creating that sort of new mentality for Sault Ste. Marie industrialists?
Sure. I think a lot of it goes back to the basic idea that Sault Ste. Marie can't stay a steel town solely, right? And we have a very strong entrepreneurial base in this city that a lot of people don't know about. So what we've done here is basically we're trying to act as an incubator for businesses, for entrepreneurs who have a product they want to develop. So if they've got something that's an idea in their head and they need assistance doing the computerized designs, making the prototypes, and getting it ready to a place where they could take it to a funder. A lot of folks get stuck because injection molding was the only way to really do your prototypes, and molding is expensive. So a lot of folks never got off the ground. But if you can 3D print your prototype, you can cut your costs exponentially, and you can actually get to a place where you have a product that somebody can hold, and then you can take that to a funder, right?
I feel like I'm on Shark Tank right now. It's very exciting. But you know what? And even if you're not a business person, let's say you gave the example of a gentleman who didn't have enough space in his garage or his home workshop to do, he wanted to make a workbench or something, and so he's coming in here. All the equipment is here. The space is here. He brings his stuff in through the loading bay, through his wood, his raw product, and then he can actually rent the space to do the work here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's basically how it works, right? If you're coming in with a small project, you can just show up and use the equipment. If you are coming in with a larger project and you need a little bit more space or a little bit more time, then you talk to us. We have a process in place to make sure that that's available. And we do our best to work with folks to make sure they have what they need.
And it's available both on a sort of an a la carte basis or membership. So if I were to come in here, it'd be how much to come in for a day?
$15 for an adult, $10 for a youth.
Okay, and then if I wanted to have a membership?
It would be $30 for a youth membership per month, or $40 for an adult per month.
And for that price, you're entitled to the entire facility. You have the run of the facility.
Absolutely. So we may limit some things based on safety. So under 16,
Well, yes.
Under 16, you can't be in the woodworking shop without an adult. And there is some training required so that we make sure that you're safely using the machines. But we provide that for you when you walk through the door. It's not something you have to pre-book in advance. And
then you're also all the programming that goes on here, all the lessons, all the classes and stuff. But you said some of those classes are as little as like a toonie or something to participate.
yeah, so the anime club that we ran yesterday was $2 for members, $7 for non-members.
Really? Oh, so see, membership has its privileges.
Absolutely. We have member and non-member pricing on all of our workshops. We also have premium memberships, which get you further discounts and further perks, like the ability to book your 3D printer so that you know it'll be here ready and waiting when you get here, rather than just coming in and hoping there's a machine available. So.
Okay, this whole thing is brilliant. I'm blown away. I'm so excited for you, for all three of you. And how are things going? Are you happy with the way that it's progressing?
I am. We haven't done a grand opening event yet. We will be doing that in the not too distant future. We did a soft launch, really, basically wanting to grow it organically and work out the kinks before it got too busy. And we've had phenomenal success in doing that. So we are now ready to fly, and we're good. I'm excited.
Okay, so am I. So once again, just to get a hold of you, we can go to the website, which is
makernorth.ca.
simple. Facebook page.
Makernorth.ca will bring you there too.
And 55 Church Street, just come down. It's the other side of the Bush Plain Museum. And just, do you have regular hours here, Allie? I'm sorry, Helen.
We've become one human.
No, Helly Allen. What are your hours? Are there regular hours?
Yeah, 9 to 9 every day of the week. The only days we close are stat holidays.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of dedication.
It's an insane amount of dedication, but we're thoroughly enjoying it.
Oh, good for you. Okay, so Maker North, come down here, check it out, go to the website, or call Helen Scott or Mike
Saketa or Joseph Bertrand.
Joseph Bertrand. He's a great guy, eh?
Yes.
He's got a lot going on in that little brain of his.
He does. He does, and he's very excited about it. It's great to work with him.
Okay, well, I look forward to hearing more, and if you ever want to come back on the show and promote anything, let me know. All right.
Fabulous.
Okay, so we'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim after this message, back live in the studio. Stay with us. Thanks, Helen. Que la luna, pe la luna, moon.
Oh my.
Lisa, que la luna. I'm practicing.
What are you doing?
I have to sing at a wedding.
Oh, really? When are you going to sing at the divorce?
I hope the bride isn't watching right now.
She'll be like, what?
I was telling Luann during the commercial break that I think I have a rehearsal this evening with Donna Hilsinger because we're singing the prayer at a wedding.
That's such a beautiful song. It was.
It was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
I don't even know the words, and I'm supposed to be practicing.
Apparently, you don't know words.
Well, I mean, I've looked at them, and I listened to them, Donna, in case you're watching.
Donna's like, oh, great.
I just haven't memorized. Well, I don't think I have to memorize them because we're going to be standing. Donna, are we going to be standing behind music stands? I hope so. I can't memorize that whole song in Italian. But anyway.
Is Italian hard to learn?
So she told me to pretend I was practicing. I took Italian in grade 10.
Did you?
Maria Burgess was my teacher.
Oh, she's awesome.
I know, it's hard to believe because we're almost the same age, and she was my teacher in grade 10.
She must have been 4.
She was one of those teachers who graduated, and then you're a teacher at 22, and there I am at 17, and she's teaching me. You know what I mean?
What made you decide Italian in grade 10?
It's Sault Ste. Marie.
Well, yeah, but you weren't going to live here forever.
I wanted to be able to communicate with my neighbors. No, I don't know why I took Italian in grade 10.
You were looking for a slacker course.
But you know what? Can I tell you that nobody slacked in Maria Burgess's class.
No.
She was a very good teacher.
Yeah?
Yes. But I think because of my music, actually. I think because I remember there was a Father Lalonde, and he was very musical, and he suggested that I take Latin. Because he said if you're going to be a singer, then you need to learn Latin because it is the basis of all the romantic languages. And if you know Latin, then you're going to be able to learn all the other languages with more ease.
I bet Justin Timberlake knows Latin.
No, bet he knows Pig Latin. Here is Island Day. In a Atford
What did you have in your coffee this morning?
We'll get married in Stratford. That's what Justin Bieber said to his bride, Haley. Anyway, Italian.
I said Justin Timberlake.
Oh, I thought you said Bieber.
See, he never listens. He never listens to me.
Because it's my show.
It is your show.
I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah, it's in his mind.
Justin Timberlake.
Show.
Him I like.
I know you do.
He's extremely talented.
Isn't he awesome?
Well, dancer.
He can do everything.
He was a musketeer, that's why.
And he's funny.
He is. Saturday Night Live.
And he might be a little bit cute too. Maybe.
Yeah, he's all right. And he can sing.
Yeah, he can do it.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would learn Italian to sing at a friend's wedding.
Josh Groban learned it. That's how he sings. And Josh Groban sings in Italian too.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
There's a voice.
Andrea Bocelli was the first one to do with Celine Dion. Did you ever hear the story about
Yes.
And then you know how Josh Groban got started? Okay, so Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli are going to be singing the prayer at some big thing, televised big thing.
I've seen that.
Okay. Andrea Bocelli couldn't make the rehearsal. So David Foster, who of course co-wrote the prayer, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, he has this kid at that time, Josh Groban, who was maybe 18.
Wow.
And he tells Celine Dion, so for the sound check, for the rehearsal, I got this kid who's going to stand in for Andrea Bocelli. So Celine says she's standing there at this rehearsal, and in comes this pipsqueak, and she's like, oh, well, how cute. Come on, really. And then he opens his mouth and sings the prayer, and she was like blown away.
He's so awesome.
And from there, his career went whoop.
Oh, see?
Standing in for Andrea Bocelli with Celine Dion.
So you can never think that there's a job you're too good for, because you never know. Like when you're flipping burgers, like
when Luann got offered this job, she's like, I'm too good. So I'm so glad you came and did it anyway.
I'm so glad I did too. Get to work with you every single morning. Every one of them.
There you go.
What he said.
Yeah.
Please stay tuned. Despite that, we have
Russell Raven.
Guest. Yes.
Russell Raven from the Arts Council coming to talk about some of the challenges the Arts Council has faced over the years, the resurgence, the rebranding, and things that are going on this summer. The Arts Council supporting, including the Fringe Festival.
Awesome.
So stay with us on Mornings with
Luann
and Tim. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Back.
Sing.
La 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 la. Welcome back to Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. I'm joined by Russell Raven from the Arts Council. Hello, my friend. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Tim.
So you are you're the president on the board.
Correct.
And you are also the Interim Executive Director of the Arts Council.
Yes.
Now, how did a military brat end up running an Arts Council, for heaven's sakes? Tell me a little bit about your background there, Russell.
Well, I'm an artist myself, and I ended up off of work because of an accident, and so I needed something to fill my time.
What is your chosen field of art?
I'm a visual artist.
Visual artist?
I do oil, watercolor, acrylic, sculpture, just about anything.
Everything.
Anything multimedia, yes. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Can we see any of your stuff anywhere in Sault Ste. Marie?
I was at the Art Gallery of Algoma, but I have something in the Ontario Legislative Building in Toronto.
Come on!
It starts this in July. Yeah, it's there for a year.
An installment going in for a year?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
How did that happen?
Very, very cool. Actually, I have a sister that she's very artistic, and she's down south, and she got into a conversation at one of the shows, and
your name came up, and you got it in.
Yep.
So, but you did say that your father was military?
Yes, he was Air Force. Did 23 years in the Air Force, and we traveled around the world. And
holy smokes! Yeah. Then ended up in Thessalon, had a family, and now here you are in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah.
And was that something in your? I mean, you said your sister's an artist too. Is this something that's in the family then?
Yeah, there's a lot of artists in the family. Yeah.
Right on.
It's in the genes.
So the Arts Council started in 1968. 68.
Yes.
Wow, that's been around for. Wow, that's a lot. And I think Janet Short, if I recall correctly, was one of the ladies who got the Arts Council started back in 68. Janet was a driving force in the community as far as arts and culture went. Her daughter Katie is still with us, and her husband was an architect who helped design the interior of the theater at White Pines, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. See, I know some stuff.
Interesting.
Perry Short was a local architect. Yeah. Anyway, so they got it started back in 68. And what was the purpose? What was the sort of the mandate for the Arts Council?
Well, the mandate is to support and advocate for the artists. I believe the initial concept was to bring all of the arts community together under one roof, and everybody could work together and create a more viable arts industry. So
it was like a liaison, basically, connecting artists within the community and giving them sort of a central hub, as it were.
Correct.
Right, so, and from every artistic bent, so from theater to music to...
every genre.
Every genre, exactly.
Yeah.
And it did succeed for a number of years.
Oh yeah, they were very successful in the dance.
I can remember, the Arts Council newsletter, I would always get them, because I was a member of the Arts Council at one time. I'm sorry, I better join again, right? I'm sitting here with the president of the Arts Council, and I'm admitting I don't have a membership right now. That's terrible. Hey, you know what? I'm incorporated now. I could buy a corporate sponsorship.
There we go. That sounds good to me.
That's a lot more money, isn't it?
I'll send you that package.
Worth it.
I'll send you that package.
Okay. So, and by the way, the Arts Council is a charitable not-for-profit. So memberships and all that stuff, donations, you get a tax receipt.
That's correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So anyway, back in this day, I remember there was the newsletter would come out with all the upcoming stuff for the month. And then also in the Sault Star, there was and it was free. If you were someone putting on an exhibit or a show or putting on a concert, the Arts Council had this big thing on the top of one page of the Sault Star. I think it was every Wednesday or Friday, I forget. That's no longer there anymore. So there's a lot of the stuff has fallen away as far as promoting the different arts in the community.
Yeah, it's a matter of manpower, and we're trying to rebuild to get to that stage again. There was a small dissemination of the Arts Council.
Kind of, it waned for a while.
Yeah,
right?
and it was just I think it was a social swing and whatever it was, and
lack of volunteerism definitely hurt the Arts Council.
Yeah.
Lack of funding was critical for the Arts Council.
That's basic, yes.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about how we're going to get back on our feet again, and about some of the funding sources that you've tapped into in the past and how we're looking for community support now.
Yeah, well, we've been fortunate in the last couple of years. We've picked up some funding through, we had some from Ontario Arts Council, we've had some through Heritage Canada.
Right.
Service Canada, we have an opportunity for 4 students this summer. we applied to a grant for a project grant last year. We had an employee for the whole year. We have an intern this year, and
this is what it takes. I mean, you survive by grants, but it's the grant writing. So we're going to take a commercial, and we're going to come back. I want to hear some of those stats about how many grants you wrote, proposals you wrote, and how many you were approved for. Stay with us. This is Russell Raven from the Arts Council of Sault Ste. Marie and the District of Algoma, and we'll be back with more on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim right after this brief message.
Excellent.
So what's difficult for an organization like the Arts Council is for funding. There's no revenue source. As a council whose job it is to bring arts organizations together, liaise with them, promote them, help each other out, be there as almost like a megaphone to the community for the arts. But there's no actual source of revenue. So how do you run an office? How do you pay staff with no money? Well, one of the ways is to get funding from the government.
True.
Through grants.
Yes.
How many grant proposals did you end up writing recently?
Well, I believe in the last year we've written over 20 to 30 grants.
And anybody who's written grants knows it's difficult work. It's time consuming. Mm-hmm. It can be a little bit tedious. Yeah. It's a lot of copying and pasting. It takes time.
Yes, we've been fortunate. We've had a partnership with the Fringe and Fringe North, and they've done excellent work with a lot of their volunteers.
That's Peter Rowe and Tova Arbus are the driving forces behind our very own Fringe Festival, which is coming back for its second year.
That's correct.
Stronger and better than ever.
Yeah.
Amazing to have that kind of growth. So obviously we have the support in the community for organizations like the Arts Council, the Fringe Festival, the Algoma Fall Festival, the different theater groups, the art gallery.
Yes.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it, for a community of our size and where we're located, the incredible amount of support we have.
Yeah, there's incredible support when we have incredible talent in the Sioux too.
Lots of partnerships.
So it's really lots. Yeah, we've been liaison with the art gallery, Tinger, Bush Plain. Any partner we can find and help out.
Because we were talking, like so many other people are realizing, we need to diversify in this community, and that arts and culture, if you look at the money that comes in, revenue-based, that comes in through arts and culture in our country, it's astonishing, and how it truly is. It's a business sector.
Yes.
The arts and culture are a business sector.
Yes.
So one of the other roles of the Arts Council is to provide support to local artists so they can actually make a living at what they do.
Yes. Well, the Arts Council, that's their prime directive is to create those opportunities for artists, and majority of the money that does come into the Arts Council goes directly to artists in some fashion. So, like we had our Minican project last year, and we had four youth artists, Indigenous artists per month that were paid to show in the gallery. So we ran that for a whole year. We had a nice opportunity to bring in some workshops and
so you're getting education as well. Yeah. That's a great component to have as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about then what arts venues ventures are you promoting this summer? I know that you're tying in with the Fringe Festival. So tell me about that.
Correct. So the Arts Council has its Art in the Park, and
Art in the Park. That's the Roberta Bonda Pavilion and the park down there on the waterfront.
Yes, we're going to be there this year, and we're going to be providing opportunities for musicians and performers during the 10-day event. And we're going to have.
What are the dates of the 10-day event?
August 9th to the 19th.
9th to the 19th.
Yeah, so put that on your calendar.
For sure.
Yeah. It should be very interesting.
So you're going to have live performances down there?
Yes.
As well as art on display?
Correct. On the first weekend, we're going to have the Art in the Park. We're going to have we're tied in with the Fringe Festival. Fringe North is having the Fringe Kids Fringe, so they'll be there also. We have. We're kicking it off with the Downtown Business Association's their street party.
Are you working on street party too?
Yeah, we're having the art battle down in front of the BIA.
What's the art battle?
We're going to have some artists up there painting for 20 minutes and battling it out.
Come on, in front of the what? The BIA? What's the BIA?
Downtown Business Association.
Oh, so on Queen Street.
Josh Ingram.
Oh, where Josh's place is.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes.
An art battle on the street? I love that.
That's a kickoff, and we're going to have some buskers, and Fringe is going to be there with some buskers, and we're going to have a little celebration.
You guys got to come back on the show. So the 9th to the 19th, I'm going to have Tova. I'm going to reach out to Tova. Tova, if you're watching, I'm going to have her on the show to promote the Fringe Festival. But I got to get you back in here. Maybe some of the local artists
Sure.
who are going to be involved in Art in the Park and those other fun things between the 9th and the 19th.
Absolutely.
And so we'll come back in the beginning of August and we'll plug that to Art in the Park and that whole 10 days of festivities.
Absolutely. It sounds great.
Thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate it,
And if you're
Tim.
interested in helping Russell out with the Arts Council, they are also looking for board members. They're currently looking to fill some positions on the board. How can they reach you, Russell?
No, they can be reached at the Arts Council. They can contact us through the website. They can contact us through email, info@ssmarts.org.
info@ssmarts.org.
Yeah, and we have our intern, Mary Rossiter, or not Mary Rossiter, Mary Dawson, is in 705-945-9756.
And you can also just Google Arts Council of Sault Ste. Marie District and you're going to get all that information that Russell just told you about right there.
Yeah, and we have a lot of extra stuff. We have a book series coming. The Fringe helped arrange. We're going to have some authors in, and we're going to have some storytelling, and we're going to have.
Is this all in that 10 days?
In the 10 days, it's going to be jam packed. We have a youth graffiti wall. We're going to have all kinds.
Oh my gosh! Okay, I look forward to bringing you back on the show and other guests as well to talk about what's going on for that 10 days.
Great.
So for now, thanks to Russell, we'll be back to say goodbye with Lou Ann because she's part of the show too, apparently. See you in just a moment.
Excellent.
And we are back on TV Mornings with Luann and Tim. That was a really interesting interview.
Russell's a great guy.
Yeah, he seems very into it.
On his way out, he was just telling me about a promotion he forgot to mention that he asked if it's hashtag up the arts. That's ARTS.
Yes.
Yeah, up the arts. And so what you can do is use your Instagram, your Twitter, what else is there? What other?
Facebook.
Social media. A Snapchat, that's the other one. See, I'm not up with it. Anyway, take a picture, take a video, do something that's artistic, submit it to hashtag up the arts. There'll be a draw of submissions and there's a prize. So there you go. One more way you can get involved in the arts community.
There's so much going on.
Never stops.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
And imagine when they get the full team in.
When they
Because they're
finally
working
have
on
their
it.
board back together again and the office support and hopefully some funding to help
Yes.
them run that office the way that it used to be run, it'll be a wonderful thing because they really do provide a great service for artists.
Yeah, they really do.
Oh, and I forgot. Now, I was supposed to announce the teen. Remember the teen reading challenge?
Yes.
Every Monday there's
Yes.
a new challenge. I heard from the library and I forgot to say what it is. So go and check on the website what the teen reading challenge is, or I'll tell you later on.
Teen.
I don't know when. Teen reading challenge of the library.
As in teenagers, not team.
No,
as in captain
teenagers,
of.
as in read a book and read a challenge and win a prize from the library.
You should try that, Tim. Thanks so much for watching. We certainly appreciate your help this morning, Tim. Have a wonderful one. You too. Thanks for watching.
Gonna go read a book.